The Dabbsson 600L is a powerful, compact, and aggressively priced power station. Now, the last time we had a Dabbsson here at the lab, we didn't recommend it to you guys.
It just doesn't act the way I want it to act. It doesn't perform the way I want it to perform. Maybe down the road, Dabbsson will come back and do some better, but right now I wouldn't recommend buying one of these.
So here we are, down the road with a new release. Welcome back to the lab where our opinions can't be bought. Today we're taking a look at this low-cost power station, which at first glance just looks like a cheap and fast unit. But after having it in the lab for a little while, we're ready to share our honest opinions with you guys. As always, if you've heard enough, check out the link down below for any coupons that we can squeeze into Dabbsson, as well as information on this month's giveaway. But in case you guys already aren't familiar with the Dabbsson 600L, let's hit you with a quick 2-minute spec teardown. First up, this guy does pass the tiny baby lift test at only 17.5 pounds. It's light enough that he could pretty much boot it right across the neighborhood, no problem. It's got a 768 watt-hour battery bank with a 600 watt inverter. When it comes to getting power into this guy, it's rated for 600 watts of AC power input and 200 of solar. For ports on this guy, we've got two 120 volt house outlets right on the front, nicely positioned. We've got your typical 12 volt barrel connector. Nice to have for any portable fridges you might have, camping appliances, air mattress pumps. We've got two USB-A and USB-C outlets, and we've got our light right on the front, nice and practical. On the back side, we have your AC input and your DC solar input, nicely placed, so if you're charging it against the wall, you can still access all the ports on the front. The screen on this guy is a bit hard to see on camera because of the angle, but it is a really nice screen. It's easy to read. You've got the basics, your input, your output, expected length of use based on your load, and the battery percentage. And the app on this guy is pretty good. For a cheaper unit, it's better than you would expect. It looks similar to most of the high-end units where you can control all of the outlets, the lights, you can check up on the battery percentages, the battery health, all of that is super easy to access. And right now this guy seems to be on a pretty permanent sale of $284. Now when it comes to things that we like, the first thing was its performance. For a small unit, it was a powerhouse. It was 85% efficient. The idle test showed it only used 14 watts per hour when we ran it for 24 hours with the AC inverter on. That means if you had nothing plugged into this but you left it on, this unit would last for 2 whole entire days. And that's better than some big units can say. The solar worked, the UPS worked, and its charging capabilities finished it off in 1 hour and 45 minutes. For design, it's really compact and manageable. The handle on the back make it really practical to just pick up with one hand, carry it around the house. The light on the front makes it nice in a power outage. You can kind of use it like a flashlight if you had to. The housing on this little guy looks pretty durable. It actually looks a little bit better than a lot of the bigger power stations that we see in the lab. The rubber feet on the bottom are really nice. It keeps it from sliding around any desks or tables. Overall, for a small unit, we feel that it's built really well. A few other little things that I liked, and you guys might not really care about, but I actually really liked the buttons on this unit. They kind of protrude from the face and click on really nice and easily. I also like that there's a cover on the 12 volt plug, and the screen for me on a cheaper unit is actually really good. It looks exactly like some of the highest end units that we get in the lab. So to get that at a price point of $284, I think is just awesome. When it comes to things we don't like, there's not really much. One of the complaints we did get from guys here at the lab when it was in use is that there's a little bit of a high frequency noise when there's the inverter turned on, which I didn't notice too much, but I don't know, different ears, different frequencies. We also noticed that at times when it's charging, the fans kind of like ramp up and ramp down, even though the charge rate's staying steady, but it seemed to be kind of random occurrences, so not a huge catch. One of the things personally I would love to see on this unit too would be maybe a wireless charging pad. It's kind of the right size to leave on your desk as like a UPS system for your computer, so to know that you could kind of use it as a quick wireless charging device, throw your phone on there, your AirPods on there, whatever, would be a great addition. But again, that might affect our low cost here. So yeah, there wasn't really much to complain about when it came to the Dabbsson 600L. At the end of the day, this thing is a pretty good powerhouse, especially for the price. We were super happy with it in the time that we spent testing it. We didn't have high hopes when we saw this guy come into the lab, given the last experience we had with the Dabbsson product. But after the time with this, we're actually really looking forward to getting our hands on another unit and see maybe they have turned things around a little bit. As always, check out the link down below for any coupons we might be able to get out of Dabbsson, information on this month's giveaway, and subscribe if you haven't already. That's all we got for today, guys. Peace out and stay charged.